Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Newstos. It's yet another day with another Day 1 Xbox Game Pass game announced. Yeah, this has become such a common thing anymore, but they did reveal a brand new Day 1 release for Game Pass, and it looks like a lot of fun. Up to this point, I hadn't heard about this game, but after watching some gameplay, I'm actually excited to try it for myself. So we're going to talk about that today, and also, PlayStation has some big plans for the PS5. Sony's bread and butter has always been their first-party exclusive games, and they have officially confirmed they have a lot in store for the PS5. Before we get into all that though, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that to stay up to date with all of the latest gaming news and rumors. Oftentimes, you all learn about topics well before the average person as we stay on top of everything happening, whether that be Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever. I try to cover everything on this channel, so make sure to hit that bell notification and subscribe button. With that said though, let's jump right into the news. Mass Effect Legendary Edition launches tomorrow on May 14th, and that means reviews are starting to roll out now. Well, the good news is that the Legendary Edition appears to be the definitive way to play Mass Effect and currently has an 86 overall score on Metacritic. Considering how good these games are, that's not really too surprising. It would have been difficult to bungle a release like this. I mean, honestly, if you haven't played these games already, definitely do so. I personally think this is one of the best trilogies ever made, and they still hold up today, especially with this remastered trilogy. It has plenty of visual and quality of life improvements, most notably in Mass Effect 1. That is the hardest game to go back to without the remaster. It hasn't aged as well as the second or third game, but luckily it seems like they spent a lot of time making the first game feel a little more modern. I think for that reason alone, the Legendary Edition will be more than worth it, even if you've already played these games. I'm actually probably going to pick up this trilogy myself once I finish up with Resident Evil, Returnal, and new Pokemon Snap. Really, it's been a busy few weeks for gaming. It's just a good time to be a gamer. Now, Sony also just announced their first new PS5 controller variants today, and these look pretty good. These are Galaxy-themed colors, one being Midnight Black and the other being Cosmic Red. I actually like both of these quite a bit. I know a lot of people have already been customizing or buying these custom-made Dualsense controllers to be all black, but it's nice to get an official black controller here. It's slightly two-toned with two different shades of black, but I still like it personally. The Cosmic Red, though, is really interesting. It's kind of a berry-type color rather than being a true red, but that kind of makes it unique. I think I probably would have preferred a true red here, but I need to see this one in person. I did pre-order the Cosmic Red myself, so hopefully it looks good in real life. Now, there is a slight difference in price. The Midnight Black goes for $70, while the Cosmic Red goes for $75. It seems like some people are surprised by the price difference here, but this isn't really out of the ordinary. A lot of the times, basic controllers are $5 cheaper, and the same can be said for the Xbox Series controllers. The standard black Xbox controller goes for $60, while things like Electric Volt goes for $65. So this isn't really all that shocking, to be honest, but yeah, I'm definitely liking these new controllers. Let me know in the comments below, which controller do you prefer? Cosmic Red or that Midnight Black? Next up though, we get to talk about Sega yet again. Yesterday we talked about the possibility of Persona and Atlas games coming to Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. Persona for the most part has been PlayStation exclusives, but I do believe they will go multi-platform at some point. However, in the Famitsu interview, Sonic was also mentioned. Now, we've known for a while that Sega has big plans for Sonic in 2021 as it's his 30th anniversary, but we haven't really gotten an official announcement for a new game, or at least yet. Well, that will likely change very soon as they do mention that an announcement of Sonic new work is near. So it is very likely that we will hear about a new Sonic game in the coming months, possibly at E3. Sega is supposed to be at E3, so that would definitely make sense. Now, I'm just hoping whatever this game is will be good. With this being Sonic's 30th anniversary, it would be nice to get a game that fans can be really excited about. Whether that be a completely new game or something like, let's say, Sonic Adventure 3 or Sonic Mania 2, just make a good game and I'm all in. Now, they also posted their fiscal year report where they mentioned several interesting games, so let's go over all that real quick. Sega kept mentioning a quote-unquote super game that would release within the next 5 years. Okay, that's intriguing. What is this quote-unquote super game that they keep talking about? It's a bit of a mystery as of this moment, but they did say they don't expect this game to be very profitable on release because it's a new IP. However, they do expect it to have long-term potential as it's a global release. That kind of gives you the impression that it will be some kind of live service game that gets new content throughout time. I will be interested in seeing what this turns out to be, but another thing that caught my attention was that they expect to release Creative Assembly's multiplayer first-person shooter in the next couple years. This is the same team behind Alien Isolation, so I'm ready to see what they have coming next. That was such a good game, but one thing is absolutely clear. Sega does have some interesting games in the pipeline. Just from this report alone, we heard about Sonic, Creative Assembly's next game, a quote-unquote super game, and they even mentioned rebooting, remaking, or remastering dormant IPs such as Altered Beast, Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Crazy Taxi, and Panzer Dragoon, among several others. Now, I'm not saying that those games absolutely will be revived, but it does sound like Sega will at least consider them as they're looking to revive older games based off this report. I think that's what has me the most excited personally. We saw them do that with Streets of Rage 4 last year, and I do think they need to do more like that with their older IP. These are games that absolutely deserve to come back. Fans have fond memories of these games, and if they do it right, as we saw last year with Streets of Rage, they will have a lot of success. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass though, because they announced yet another day one release. Yeah, this isn't even all that surprising anymore. I mean, I think by this point, we just kind of expect amazing games and day one releases on a monthly basis from Game Pass, but let's check this out. This one won't be out until June 22nd, so I'm a little surprised they announced this one already, but I'm glad they did. Usually we get these announcements like a week or so ahead of time, but they did reveal Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance today. And no, this is not a classic computer RPG with dice rolls. This is more of a third-person action brawler where you and your friends fight in Icewind Dale. It's an interesting take on Dungeons & Dragons, and I like it. Like I said earlier, I hadn't heard about this game before, but it actually looks like a lot of fun. I'm not saying it's going to blow the world away in terms of reviews or anything like that, but it does look fun, especially if you play it cooperatively. And this is exactly what I love about Xbox Game Pass. I say it all the time, but this is a game that I probably wouldn't have played before, but because it's coming to Xbox Game Pass day one, I'm going to at least try this game out. Now, from the way they're explaining it, it sounds interesting as well. You can choose between one of 4 iconic heroes, there's 50 plus different moves, special abilities, and team attacks, but most interestingly is that the combat supposedly has some depth to it. They explain it as easy to pick up, but hard to master. For somebody like me, that is a big positive because I want to be challenged. If you can make a fun combat system that has some depth to it, with interesting enemies, that's a winning formula. Of course, we need to see how it actually plays when it launches, but I'm liking what I'm hearing as well as seeing. Once again though, thank you Xbox Game Pass. You all just keep delivering the goods. And to think, we still haven't gotten that second wave of Game Pass games for the month of May. We'll probably get an announcement for that in the coming days, so make sure to follow me and I will surely keep you up to date on all that. PlayStation also had a big update on the future of the PlayStation 5 and what you should expect. Really, so far this generation, I think Sony has done a good job with the PS5 and their first-party content. I mean, so far it's gotten Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy A Big Adventure, Demon's Souls, Returnal, and next month you get Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I'm definitely excited about that game. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I think that is a strong start to the generation, but they have a lot more planned for the coming years. It's now been revealed that they have 25 first-party games in development for the PS5, and nearly half of those are new IP. This was revealed by the PlayStation Studios boss Herman Holst, and he did note that this includes an incredible amount of variety originating from different regions, big, small, and different genres. Considering the report just last month that PlayStation was too focused on big AAA games at the expense of creativity, this is great news to hear. I think this just once again should reassure fans that you will still get a large variety of games from PlayStation over the PS5 generation, rather than just those big blockbusters that we expect from them. I mean, obviously they will continue those big blockbuster games, but I'm positive that we will see some smaller, more creative games as well. I mean, even Returnal can be viewed as a unique experimental game. It is AAA, but definitely unique. Now, with that said, we do know about some of the 25 games they have planned. God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, and Horizon Forbidden West have already been confirmed. We also know that they partnered up with Jade Raymond's new studio, and they're working on a game with Firewalk. But that's just 5 of the 25 games that they have in development. So yeah, with every PlayStation event now, it seems like we should keep our eyes peeled for some surprises. Most of these games haven't been announced yet. It does sound like they have a lot of sequels in development, which is always exciting, but it's equally as exciting getting brand new experiences with new IP. Luckily, it looks like PlayStation is investing in both. That's always been a strong point for the PlayStation brand. They don't rely too heavily on existing franchises, and they're always looking to move forward. It seems like this generation they'll do much of the same, and I view that as great news. Moving on though, Overwatch 2 news is incoming. Unfortunately, I can't give you a big update on Overwatch 2 just yet, but they did announce an Overwatch 2 live stream for next week on May 20th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be a pretty lengthy stream as well, being 2 hours long where they focus on player versus player elements of Overwatch 2. Now, I don't know about you, but for me this is legitimately very exciting. I've said it several times on this channel, but Overwatch is one of my favorite games of the last decade, and it's easily one of my most played games last generation. I haven't played it in a while as I'm waiting for the sequel, but it's been relatively quiet over at Blizzard. Well, that looks to change next week. I'm definitely tuning in for this. It sounds like we will see some gameplay here, some new maps, and probably get a lot of new details in general. I mean, it's a 2-hour stream, so they have to have something to talk about. Let's go though. I am so ready to get back into Overwatch once again. Let's talk about the poll of the day though. A new rumor popped up that Nintendo EPD is working on a new Donkey Kong game that will be announced and possibly released in 2021. Now this is the same team behind Mario Odyssey, which is debatably the best 3D platformer of all time. Maybe not everybody agrees with that, but it is a very high quality game. And from the sounds of it, if this rumor is indeed true, they are not looking to make a sequel to Donkey Kong Country. So that means that they're free to do whatever they want. So I asked you all, would you prefer a new 2D or 3D Donkey Kong game? And you all did vote for 3D. I actually completely agree here. As much as I love the Donkey Kong Country franchise, I want something a little different. We haven't gotten a new 3D Donkey Kong game since I believe DK64, and considering the talent at Nintendo EPD, I would like to see what they can do with a 3D adventure. Now, if it does turn out to be 2D, I'll still be happy because it's still a new Donkey Kong game. But at the same time, when you have a studio like this, I think that would be such a missed opportunity not to try another 3D adventure. Really, I don't know why Nintendo hasn't tried a new 3D Donkey Kong by this point. I know Mario is their big mascot and everything, but please, let's just spread the love just a little bit here. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.